Hey guys, working on my Alpine again this weekend. Um, the fuel pump I changed last weekend didn't make a difference. It's still leaking gas all over the place. And I got gas all over the top of my engine. It's coming out around here and dripping down. And so I got some issues going on there. So what I did was, this is another engine I picked up. The guy had it. I already checked the compression. It's got 120 per side, so it's pretty good. So what I want to do is take the engine out of the Alpine, put it on the bench here as well, and I'm going to switch all the parts over from the Alpine engine to this engine to make it so it fits right in there. It's the same engine. It's a 503 Rotax. So I'm hoping that'll solve my problems. It should. This one here doesn't appear to be leaking. There's not all kinds of stuff all over the place. But I'm going to take this engine apart here and clean it really well, just so it cools better. And so I like my stuff to be really clean and nice and neat, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to take the engine out of the Alpine, like I said, and put it here. I got the shop parts manual for it as well, so I know what all my torque ratings and values are. This one here has an oil injection. The Alpines didn't come with oil injection stock right from the factory. They mixed the gas, so I'm going to have to eliminate this oil pump here. So I'm either going to plug or cap the lines so that it doesn't suck air or anything from there, or we'll see what the other engine has. It might have the elimination, like with the plates and stuff I can put in to eliminate it, because I'm sure they were all made so that they came with it. Okay, so I already took out the bolts to the top here. So the top, I'm going to take it all apart, all the covers off. I do have a wash tank, so I'm going to wash all the parts in the tank, and then whatever I can't get in the tank, I'll wash here with brake parts clean and make sure that it's really clean, make sure that there's nothing getting in through the intake here, and go from there. So I'm going to spare you the guys of the long washing the motor down. I'll just do it, and then I'll check back in with you from time to time, just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, thanks. Okay guys, just to show you the progress, I got all the parts off this engine here, all the casings, and I took it apart on this side here, just cleaning it up real good. Now this is the one out of the Alpine. I don't know if you can see it or not, but look at how much it's leaking. It's leaking all over the place. It's leaking down. I'm thinking that the crank seal's bad, and it's blowing it all over the place. So I'm going to switch all my parts to the other engine. It's got better compression anyway. The only thing is, I guess I'm going to have to change the magneto one here or whatever inside the motor. This one's a 3 plug and this one's only a 2. So I'm going to have to go in there and see what I have to change there with that too. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. I'm going to start cleaning parts. I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, just wanted to show you an update. I got the motor about as clean as I'm going to get it. So everything's coming nice and clean. So I had gaskets blowing by. I think that's why I'm having problems with it. And this, look, compared to this one, look how dirty this one is. So I cleaned everything. Took the motor plate off, cleaned it. Cleaned all on the side by the clutch there. Pistons and everything look really good in this one. I cleaned all the fins out right in between. It's hard to tell, but I cleaned them out really good so that it cools really well. So that all came along good. This is what I used here to clean stuff on the engine. I just use brake clean. For the smaller stuff I could get into my tank, I have a parts washing tank. I'll show you that too. Okay guys, I'm using this stuff here that I picked up. This is a gasket maker especially made for 2-stroke and 4-stroke engines, for all kinds of gaskets, intake and exhaust gasket as well. Now it says to put it on all the surfaces to be mated, and wait a minute for it to cure, and then put the pieces together and then tighten it down to torque specification. It also wants me to use some blue Loctite for it too as well. Okay, now I did the same thing with the intake as well. I got that, hopefully that's sealed up. That's where it was leaking. My one plug was running hot, so I'm pretty sure on the magneto side. So I'm pretty sure that's what the side was leaking on the intake. Like, I mean, there was gas and oil all over this engine. I got it cleaned up pretty nice now. So hopefully that does the trick for me. Well, I'll continue putting it back together, and as I make progress, I'll show you guys. Okay guys, Alpine engine's all back together. I know it's a little hard to see, it's dark, but I got her cleaned up really nice. All the gaskets seem to be good. Clean the clutch. Starter's back on, manifold. I think I'm ready to put it back in. Well, it turned out good. It was all full of oil and down in there. Yeah, hopefully that'll fix me up. This engine here is a 503 as well, but it's slightly different where the intake goes on, and so I'm not sure. I don't think my stuff will line up with that. But 503 Rotax fan cooled. One other thing I wanted to show you guys is my cleaning tank. I got a big industrial size one. I picked it up real cheap off a guy for 75 bucks. So it holds like 15 gallons. It works really well. It's nice to have for my small parts. I did all my small parts with it. And now I'm just going to show you. I'm going to clean the belt guard. It's really oily too from oil splashing around and flying around in there. Okay, that should do it. Let's go get my rag. There, just like new. Okay, now I gotta go outside. Unfortunately, because of my backhoe, I can't get anything in my garage, so I'm doing the motor change right in my right on the trailer in my driveway. So now I gotta go out and clean up the frame and the rest of the sleds just to put the motor back in. It's pretty oily on the bottom, so I'll just give it a quick cleaning too, and I'll pop the motor back in and see what happens. Okay. Hey guys, I just wanted to recap quickly. I got the motor back in the Alpine. It seems to be running way better. And doing that, I found a few more problems. The secondary clutch has a bit of a wobble at idle. So I'm going to take that apart and see what's going on with that. I'm going to see if I can bring it into my neighbor's garage sometime this week to finish that up. Do a couple other little things there just to button it up. But like I said, it seems to be running a lot better than it was. So I'm hoping that solved the problem. It seems to. I was able to adjust the carb to factory specs and it seems to be running fine now. No more gas coming out my vent hole and my fuel pump. No more gas and oil all over the engine head and covers, and so only time will tell. But we'll go from there and we'll see what happens with that. My next trip will be up to the homestead in the February family weekend. So I'll be going up there for about 5-6 days. So we'll be filming some stuff up there too as we're up there, and we'll see how it runs then with that. But like I said, I got a couple other little things to button up on it. My neighbor's garage, he's got heat in there as well too. So I just don't have the room in my garage because of the backhoe. You can kind of see it behind me. I'll do some videos on that coming up, and also my sawmill that's on the other behind me as well. Okay, guys, have a good night, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.